Welcome to the MamasteFit YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to break down to the return to lifting progression for the barbell back squat. Hey, my name is Gina. I'm a perinatal fitness trainer and birth doula, and I am the founder of MamasteFit. I created our postpartum return to fitness programs that we have had for the past 10 years of MamasteFit. Within the program, we've developed different progressions to get back to several main lifts to include the barbell back squat, deadlift, hip thrust, and a number of upper body exercises as well. Our progression was developed not only from my own personal experience navigating a return to fitness after giving birth, but also with support from hundreds of in-person clients here at our gym, MamasteFit, located in Aberdeen, North Carolina, and thousands of online clients. So I've gathered tons of feedback from our clients of what really worked for them and what didn't work very well for them. And now we have a pretty solid return to fitness progression that I'm going to break down for you today. In today's squat progression, we're going to start with breathing mechanics in a supine position. We're then going to move to a more upright position, but freezing degrees of motion. And then we're going to gradually increase range as we gradually increase different types of loading all the way back to the barbell back squat. For myself personally, I am 2 years postpartum from my fourth baby, and I am just now getting to the point where I am starting to max out my lifts again for a lifetime PR. So the heaviest I've ever lifted in my entire life, I'm doing now at 38 years old after 4 kids. And it is all thanks to the program that I've created for MamasteFit and that I've done myself after every single pregnancy and every single birth. And so that's to say that this progression can be a very patient process. It can take some time to get back to lifting heavy and feeling like yourself again, but I do know that our progression works and I'm excited to show it to you today. The first progression is going to first be to reintegrating our breath to movement. And so I'm in this bottom of the squat setup, but I'm in a supported position. So my feet are at a 90-degree angle, pressing into an elevated surface. You can also use a wall. I have a long band around my rib cage, and then my hips are just slightly elevated for my comfort. I'm going to think big inhale into the band. So I want my ribs to expand laterally and into the back of this band. And then exhale, I'm going to think press into my elevated surface. I'm going to think lift in the front of my pelvic floor. And then I'm going to pull belly button to spine as if I'm trying to bring my rib cage down and my pelvis closer to that rib cage. So big inhale into the band. And then exhale to press and lift. Big inhale into the band. And then exhale, press and lift. So this position, we're not moving, but it's helping us to learn the breathing pattern of expanding into the rib cage and then engaging in the front side of the body. And this is what's going to help you to better stabilize in your lift so that you can lift heavier without pelvic floor symptoms. Progression number 2 is going to be our kneeling squat. So now we're freezing degrees of motion. So my ankles are not a part of the equation. It's just my knees and my hips. And then I have to maintain my torso position and breathe as I find extension in both the knees and hips. Progression number 1 is to include a banded pull apart. So we'll start at the bottom of our squat. I'm going to think inhale into the back. And then as I exhale, I'm going to pull the band apart as I come up. So inhales to lower, and then exhale, pull apart. The second option is to press something. So the first is to pull, and the second is to press. So I'm going to have the ball between my hands. I like to have my elbows out, but they can also be in. It's just personal preference. I'm going to think inhale into the back. And then exhale, press the ball as you come up. So inhales to lower, and then exhale to press and come up. Either option is a great variation. It's just about what feels better for you in your body. We've had some clients that find the pressing helps them better to keep that rib cage and pelvic connection, and others find the pull apart feels better for them. So it's just personal preference. As you come up in this kneeling squat variation, we do want to focus on maintaining this stacked position. So rib cage and pelvis are stacked on top of one another, and we're almost thinking like rib cage and pelvis are almost kind of pulling towards one another at the top because of that abdominal activation. So we have inhales to lower, and then exhale to come up while maintaining that stacked position as opposed to leaning backwards at the hips. Now in this kneeling squat progression, you can also add banded rows or banded presses in addition to holding onto some weights. So you could maintain the kneeling squat with a weighted hold towards the front. And you can also add in the kneeling squat with a banded row if you like the pulling apart motion. Or you can do the kneeling squat with a banded press if you preferred the squeezing motion with the kneeling squats. So there's a lot of little variations that we can add into the kneeling squat for you to feel more connected with your core and with your pelvic floor to help you better maintain your torso position as you inhale and exhale and reintegrate your breath to movement. In our postpartum program, we do the kneeling squat for about 1 week, including a few different progressions within that first week. After that, we're going to progress to our feet. So now we're integrating the ankles, but we're going to add some support with a unweighted box squat. So we have our squat set up. We're going to inhale to lower down to the box, thinking about keeping weight in those legs at the bottom, and then exhales to stand up. So inhales to lower down, and then exhales to stand up, really focusing on keeping that rib cage and pelvic connection so we're not arching at the top and we're not excessively arching as we lower as well. With the box squat variation, we can also integrate all of those little variations as well. So you can have that same inhale to lower, exhale to come up and pull the band apart. You can also add in that banded row with the box squat. And then you can progress towards having some weight as you do the box squat as well. So we have our loaded movement, inhales to lower, and then exhales to stand back up. The box is just going to give you a little bit of support at the bottom of the movement so you don't have to quite stabilize as much as we add on these different elements. Within our fitness program, we incorporate about 2 to 3 weeks with the box using all of these different elements. After our box squat variations, we're now going to move to our air squat variations. So now we have the full range of the squat without the additional support of the box. And so you can start with your air squat. If you need to elevate your heels, feel free, where we inhale to lower down to whatever depth feels comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be the deepest expression. It can just be to here. It can be to here. And so you can play around with the range of how deep you go as your own progression as well. So maybe we start here in the unloaded motions. Maybe we make our way down to here, and maybe you go all the way down. So your depth can be its own variation. You can also do it without the wedge if you would prefer as well, and you have the ankle mobility for it. And then we have all of the same loading variations with the air squat that we did with the kneeling squat and with the box squat. We can have our banded pull apart. So we inhale to lower down, exhale, pull the band apart as we come. And now we have a little bit more of a stabilization demand because we don't have the box at the bottom to kind of rest or reset at. We can also do a banded squat row. So inhales to lower and then exhale to row as we stand up. And so same thing, we don't have that same support at the bottom of the motion. And then we have our weighted variation, either a front rack or we have a weight on each shoulder, or you can do more of a goblet hold where you have the weight in front of you. So we're going to think inhales to lower down to whatever depth feels most comfortable for you, and then exhale to stand up. And then again, over time, your depth can get lower and lower, or you can maintain a little bit higher of a depth if that feels best for you. Once you've done the weighted air squat variations, we can then progress to a barbell at this point. We can usually start our barbell progression with a box squat using the barbell in a back squat or a front squat depending on your personal preferences. However, once we make it to the barbell, typically the weight is starting to get a little bit heavier, and we may need to adjust our breathing pattern from inhale as we lower and exhale as we stand up to inhale at the top, hold your breath, lower, and then somewhere on the ascent, exhale. So for example, you may inhale at the top, hold this breath as you lower, and then as you start to come up, we're gonna exhale on the ascent. So this breathing pattern is gonna be much better at stabilizing your spine when it comes to starting to load heavier movements. Typically, we're about week 5 or 6 of our fitness program, so you may be closer to 10 to 12 weeks by the time you're starting to use that breathing pattern, and it tends to work pretty well for our clients at that point postpartum. But you can always explore what feels best for you and what doesn't cause symptoms. After the barbell box squat, we're gonna move the box away and we're gonna start to play around with that depth variation as well, similar like we did with the air squat. So you're gonna find the level of depth that is unsymptomatic for you, and then slowly over the weeks, we're gonna increase the depth to what feels comfortable for you as we slowly begin to increase the weight. We like to start with a loading pattern that's a little bit on the higher volume side, and typically not lifting more than 50 to 70% for about the first 6 months postpartum. But of course, you are an individual and you can explore what feels best for you and your body. But the key is we don't want to feel bearing down into the pelvic floor with our squats. We don't want to feel pelvic heaviness later on in the day. We don't want to be leaking, and we don't want any pelvic floor issues related to our squatting motion. If we are experiencing pelvic floor dysfunction as a result of our lifting and our pressure management strategies, we may want to take a few steps back with our progression to a point that feels more supportive for us. And so there will be a little bit of flexibility and a little bit of experimenting with what movements feel best for you in your body, but we do have a progression with our postpartum return to fitness program. With our postpartum return to fitness programs, it is a slow and patient process filled with tons of rehab-like exercises, a lot of accessory work to help strengthen all of those small muscles that we don't always think about, but it is worth it in the end to be really patient with this process. Postpartum is a really cool time frame to be a blank slate that you can build a stronger foundation on. And so before kids, for me, I had a lot of aches and pains and injuries that I was dealing with due to compensational patterns and just poor movement habits that I learned myself out of after giving birth because I had this opportunity to really reset. And so this can take some time, I would say about 4 to 6 months postpartum before you really feel comfortable lifting heavier weight, because not only do we have an active support system with the muscular activation and strength that's happening, we also have a passive support system with our tissues and our connective tissues and tendons that are also healing after giving birth. And typically around that time frame is when most of our clients start to begin to feel ready to start lifting really heavy. But again, we are all individuals. You can explore this at whatever timeline feels best for you. You also may be several years postpartum and still not feeling ready to really get back to it, and that is totally okay. So I hope this progression was helpful for you to better understand how we can integrate different elements to get back to doing a barbell back squat, but there are a lot of little pieces. The key is to start with that pressure management and learning how to breathe again in that squat setup. And then it's about building that breath to movement coordination. So we're extending in the hips, we're coming through the ascent and the descent of the squat while breathing at the same time, and then adding different elements of loading to kind of challenge the system with a progressive overload. If you want more of a step-by-step process for you without having to figure out on your own, check out our online postpartum fitness programs, and I would love to support you on your return to lifting journey. And you can use code YouTube10 to get 10% off any of our online offerings, to include our prenatal programs, our professional courses, and of course, the postpartum fitness programming. So thanks so much for joining me. Next time, I'm gonna break down the deadlift progression for the postpartum return to lifting, but let me know down in the comments below what lifts you want me to break down for you.